In this video, we're going to be going through a clip from an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's actually a great TV show for learning English. We're going to be talking about a few specific words, phrases, and some cultural things as well. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and now let's get into the video. We're going to take a look at a clip from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now, the reason I think Curb Your Enthusiasm is a good choice for learning English is that you get humor, is that the scenarios are everyday scenarios. It's not like Star Trek where there's a lot of jargon, or some science fiction show, or a nature show where they're talking about rare animal species. These are everyday situations between real people, but it's also funny, so you get a sense of the humor in American culture, but you can also learn aspects of the language, speech patterns, pronunciation, idioms, words, cultural references. You get everything, and there are a bunch of seasons. There is another interesting thing about Curb Your Enthusiasm. It is improvisational, essentially. It's improvised. The whole thing is not improvised, so the way that they write the shows, created by Larry David, who also co-created Seinfeld, the way that it's done is that the episodes are written, the scenarios are written, the scenes broadly are outlined, but then once they film a scene, they have the actors mostly improvising. They don't tell them specifically what to say. That's the style that they use. So in that sense, it's kind of more natural. You're not getting scripted language. It's also not reality TV, right? Reality TV is just people fighting and yelling at each other in California, right? This is, I think, a pretty good balance of that well-written show, entertaining, genuinely funny, but also authentic and real language. So I think it's a good choice. Let's just try it out. Let's see what we can learn from this short clip. We're going to pick out a few things, not everything, just a few things that we can learn, and then take it from there, right? See what you can learn if you keep watching this show or others that you really enjoy. Okay, so let's check it out.
Well, I hope you two saved room. We have some pie, compliments of Mr. Ted Danson sitting just over there. Yep.
Okay. We're not going to write that down, but just note that. Saved some room. You know what? Let's write it down. Let's write that down. To save some room? What does save some room mean? Well, in the context, I think we can probably guess, right? In the context, there's a man putting a piece of pie down on a table, and they clearly have just finished dinner, and he's hoping that they have saved some room. That kind of means that, you know, they're not completely full, hopefully, so that they can eat some of this pie, ideally. Now, that's a subjective thing, but it is a common expression. I have no more room. I hope you saved some room. We don't make those decisions based on how much actual room there is, usually, I think. But it is a very common expression. I saved some room. Did you save some room? Yeah, we saved some room. Okay? Okay, let's keep going here.
Oh, how nice.
Hey!
But I don't have any room. I am stuffed.
So there she says it again. I don't have any room. I am stuffed. Stuffed. Very full.
I'm kind of full myself. I don't think I'm really in the mood for that.
No problem. Sure,
Yeah.
of course. I'll just get this out of the way for you and
Great.
then bring your check or...
Terrific. Yeah, great idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, don't worry.
Oh, hey!
Yeah, this pie is the best pie I've ever had in my entire life. You
Oh,
would love the pie.
Yeah, thank you. This is Denise, by the way. Ted?
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were wanting to learn about how people introduce each other to each other, that's it. You just saw it, right? This is Denise. By the way, a very useful way to mention someone's name, right, without focusing on it too much. This is Denise, by the way. Oh, by the way, this is Denise. And then, hi, this is Ted. Ted, Denise, oh, this is Denise, by the way, this is Ted. All of those would be a very natural way to introduce someone. Just a small point there.
Oh, hey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Okay, so again, introduction situation there. Nice to meet you, nice to see you. Those things are quickly said back and forth. It's not this super formal thing. There's a handshake. She didn't stand up. There are a lot of cultural things that you could pull out of that little interaction right there.
Very nice, very nice. A little surprising, but nice. You're gonna love this. It is the best piece of pie you've ever had.
Honestly, you know, I'm not eating dessert anymore.
Just have one bite. Have a bite. Come on.
I'm not in the mood, Ted. I don't want it. Thank you. It's a nice gesture, but I'm not in the mood.
Okay, it's a nice gesture. So that's an interesting one. What is a gesture? It's a nice gesture. So I thought a gesture was when we do this or point over there. Isn't that a gesture? Yeah, that is a gesture. But another meaning of gesture is when you do something for someone else, and it's more about the symbolic sort of meaning of it rather than what it is, right? We say when you buy a gift, it's not the gift, but the thought that counts. Well, that's a very nice gesture. So maybe I don't need a new vase for my house or a candle, but you bring me one as a gift, a housewarming gift, and I say that's a very nice gesture. And then you ask me why I didn't put it up on the shelf, and I say, you know what, honestly, it just doesn't match my decor. But thank you, it's a nice gesture. So I want to emphasize that it's about that I respect and appreciate you for wanting to do it, but maybe what happens after that, that's another story. Yeah, I mean, it's nice of you to buy me a piece of pie. That's great. Thank you. It's a nice gesture, but I'm actually not eating dessert right now. I'm pretty full at the moment, right? I don't have room for dessert. And to a friend, I think that's a perfectly reasonable thing to say. I think Larry in this situation is in the right. He's just being honest, right? You shouldn't have to force yourself to shove food in your mouth just because Ted Danson walks up to you and tells you to, right?
You're making me look like an asshole.
I had the option of ordering dessert, and I didn't want the dessert at the time, so I don't want the
Now he's
dessert.
getting
Just
upset.
have one little bite for
I don't
my
care.
sake.
I don't
Please,
want
be a
your
friend.
sake.
Be a
Okay. I think Ted Danson is the unreasonable one in this situation.
I had the option of ordering dessert, and I didn't want the dessert at the
Listen.
time, so I don't want the dessert.
Just have one little bite
I
for
don't
my
care.
sake.
I don't.
Please.
Okay, just have one little bite for my sake. Just have one little bite for my sake. So if you say that something is for your sake, then you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for me, which in this situation is insane, right? Ted Danson is being totally unrealistic in this situation because he's demanding that Larry violate his diet at the moment just so that he can taste a piece of pie. So why should he want to do that for his sake? Right? That means disregard your own interests, please. Disregard your comfort. Disregard what you want. Please do me a favor and do this for me, for something I care about, for something I want. He says, you're making me look like an asshole. Do it for my sake. Well, that could be a little selfish. That doesn't mean it always is, though, right? Sometimes, right, a friend might say, you know what, for your sake, I think it would be better if we stay home and eat because I know, you're not feeling that well. Why don't we cook at home and or eat at home at least so we don't have to go out because I know you don't feel super good. okay, so I want to go out, but I'm doing it for your sake. That could be a very kind thing to do. In this case, I don't think it's super reasonable.
Please,
Want
be a
for your
friend.
sake.
Be a
I am a
fucking
friend.
friend.
I'm
Will you
being
please?
a friend. I don't have to take a bite just because you want me to. Okay? So
Have
what
a
are you
bite of the
talking
pie.
about?
You know, I'm
I
just
don't
going to get
want
this out of the way
pie.
for you.
Thank
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I'm just going to take
No,
it.
What?
no,
No,
don't
no,
go
no,
anywhere.
what?
Put the pie down. Put the pie down.
No, don't. Here, take it. Take it. I don't want it.
Don't
Take it.
pick up that pie.
Take-
Put the pie down.
I'm not taking a bite. I don't want a
Put the pie down.
bite. Take this fucking piece of pie and get it out of my face.
Okay, that is actually a really good one. Get it out of my face. So if you say to someone, get that out of my face, that means you're clearly impatient. You don't want to deal with it. You can handle it, right? Get that out of my face. You've passed the point of being polite at this point. If you tell somebody to get something out of your face, they keep offering it to you. They keep trying to give it to you. They keep presenting it to you. You have said, oh, no, thank you. You've said, oh, I'm all right. Really, honestly, I don't want it. Please just get that out of my face. So usually this is when you've passed the point where you want to be polite into irritation, frustration, anger, right? Get it out of my face. So just be aware of that. I'm not saying don't use it. I think it can be very, very useful when it's the right time to use it. But just be aware of that. I think that's important to keep in mind. Okay.
Put the fucking pie down.
Don't put that pie down. Do not put that pie down.
Damn it. You know something? I heard that Rosie O'Donnell beat the crap out of you.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
what I
bullshit.
heard. No, it ain't
Yeah,
bullshit.
it is.
I heard that Rosie O'Donnell beat the crap out of you. That's it. What?
Rosie
Bullshit.
beat the
Bullshit.
crap out of you,
Bullshit.
you big sissy,
Yeah,
big fucking
she's saying that? Is that what she said? Get this thing away from me. Thank you very much. Rosie O'Donnell. That's bullshit, by the way. She got...
Okay, just so you know, if you don't know, that is a common, easy, you probably already know this one, but when somebody says something that is totally untrue and you want to let others know that it's untrue, it is bullshit. That, I mean, you want to make it very clear. It's very strong. Hey, that is whatever you heard, that thing you heard, that's bullshit. Often we will shorten this to BS. That is BS, right? Sometimes if you're around kids or something, you would say BS just to soften it a little bit. If you don't want to curse around kids, it's, bullshit it can be very rude depending on the situation. So BS, I think that's BS, does soften it quite a bit. You'll hear a lot of people say BS instead of bullshit.
Got me down. Yeah, okay, I admit that. She got me down. And I could have reversed it, but it was stopped. People interfered. That's all. That's the only thing that happened. How dare you go around spreading that rumor?
Why are you fighting women?
She started it.
Okay, that's the last one that we'll mention here. This is another common expression. She started it. She started it. If you say someone started it, you're blaming them for initiating it. Well, you started it, so if we're arguing and then you say, hey, why are you yelling? I'm at the point now where I'm actually very impatient and yelling, and I'm only yelling because of what you said. Then I say, well, you started it. That means if you hadn't said that thing that made me upset, then I wouldn't be yelling. So you're complaining that I'm yelling, but you're the one who started it. You started it. She started it. He started it. It's basically placing blame on the one who we think did the original thing. I don't know. I don't think I saw the episode where Rosie O'Donnell pinned Larry David. I don't know what he's talking about exactly, but that is a very common expression, okay? So actually, I would say if you are trying to learn English with a TV show episode, the frequency that we have used to pick out these words and phrases might be a little too much, right? I think we probably looked at too many. Because we were looking at such a short clip, I thought, okay, we'll pick out a few more than I would normally suggest. My suggestion is when you're watching a movie or a TV show, find a really good series, pick out 5, 6, maybe 7 things from the whole episode And the reason for that is that so that you don't get bored, right? You want to actually enjoy it. So find that balance between enjoying it and getting useful phrases out of it. And sometimes you don't have to write anything down. You don't have to tell yourself to remember anything. Just knowing, for example, how people introduce each other, that quick introduction, oh, by the way, and then you say the name, that's something that you can just sort of recognize and see, right? And you may not have to write that down. So find the balance that works for you. Again, this is, I think, a good show to use because it has humor and because it is partially improvised. But if it doesn't, that's fine. Find something else and just start working at it. But again, make sure that it's something you enjoy, because if you don't, it's going to be very, very easy to give up. Okay? So if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button and also follow and subscribe. And also check out my free course, Natural English Conversations. That is in the links in the description.